Hi friends, hi moms and dads. This video is for you. You're in my kitchen. This is a video for you. You can see a few of our crafts that we had planned for spring and Easter. The first one I'm going to show you, I'm going to put them in different videos. I think I'm going to do 4 of them for you today. So the first one that we were going to do for your kiddos, and I was trying to think of things, and I kind of adapted a few things, ways that you can do things from home. So the first thing, everybody probably has one of these in their home, either wax paper or perhaps you have parchment paper that you would bake on. So either one works. And sorry my head's cut off a little bit, but I have the tablet, I kind of staged it so that you could see. Either one works. So I'll show you, this is wax paper, it's a little more flimsy. Parchment paper is a little more like actual paper. So it's just your preference or whatever you have on hand, or both. They both have pros and cons too. So the wax paper you can kind of see through a little bit better, and the parchment paper you can't see through as much, but still will show light through. So what we're going to do, and what we would have the kids do, is, as you can see, these are in the shapes of Easter eggs. Cut them out however you want. A trick that I have when I make a pattern is I find an old folder and I kind of draw it lightly with a pencil, and sometimes I'll draw it right in the fold, and then if you cut one half like this, you can see I didn't do that with this one. If you just cut around it, then when you open it up, your shape will be symmetrical, which mine almost always isn't unless I do it like this. So what we would have the kids do, and I recommend using an old tablecloth. I have an old one here that my family uses when we do crafts at home. Or we also have this old desk pad, and you can see it is very well used. So this used to sit on my husband's desk, and now it's a little craft pad. So I recommend strongly that you put this down, or some old newspaper, or if you have an old roll of wrapping paper, that would work too. When we do it at school, we give the kids a plate, and it's kind of like their little placemat. So this is going to be a little bit hard to tape into a plate, so I would recommend either getting an old folder or getting some cardstock and taping your shape to something, paper plate, something hard. So, or even straight to the tablecloth if you're using one of those plastic tablecloths, or straight to the pad. So tape it down, and you'll see mine in just a moment. And moms and dads, whoever's watching this, you can replay it maybe while you're brushing your teeth in the bathroom, while you're having your morning coffee. I always have to sneak in these things when my kids are doing something else. So I taped it down just with some Scotch tape. Now, any glue you have in the house will work. Your kids are really familiar with using a glue stick, which would work fine for what I'm going to show you. Another thing you can do, there's pros and cons to both. You just kind of have to decide which method you want to use. Another thing you can do is use any glue. I happen to have pink sparkly glue because my daughter's been making pink sparkly slime. By the way, if you want a good slime recipe, we are slime experts now, and I'd be happy to send that to you. So I also have this big bottle, again, for the slime, of Elmer's glue. So if you're going to use a glue stick, so what we were going to do, and we've made projects like this, you might recall a snowflake, I think, that we did. I went up to my craft, or my wrapping paper drawer, and I found some tissue paper. You probably have this lying around somewhere in your home. You might have a gift at home. Pull the tissue paper out and recycle it. This is tissue paper that I just had in my wrapping paper drawer. So then I took it and I cut it into tiny little squares. I'm going to try to tilt this up without spilling it. If you're really ambitious for the project, you could cut your your tiny pieces of tissue paper into actual shapes like this. And then you could tell your child, you could set it on different plates and you could say, find me a triangle shape, find me a circle shape, find me a square shape. For the purpose of this video, I have them all on one plate, and most of mine are just scraps. I just took my scissors along the edge of the wrapping paper and I cut it up, and then I went like this, and there, I've got a plate full of little scraps of tissue paper. If you don't have tissue paper in your house, you might have just had a birthday party, or maybe you have some Easter napkins. My daughter just had a birthday party at the beginning of March, and so I have some birthday napkins left over. I don't know why I have accidentally ordered 50 instead of 20. So if you have napkins, those would work too. Any little piece of paper. I suggest not construction paper or scrapbook paper, and you'll see why from what we're going to make. If you're onto it, we're going to make a tissue paper, a stained glass window looking item. We're going to make an Easter egg, and I'll show you all the things. This is a cross. It's going to look like a stained glass window when we're all done, like a little window hanger. I'm not speaking very well. So you can have them take a glue stick and put some glue on their wax paper. And take their tissue paper and stick it on. Do that all over. You're going to get a kind of a mosaic look. And when it's all done, what you'll need to do, moms, dads, whoever's doing this, is when you take it off the folder, you'll want to kind of turn it over and cut around the shape, whatever it is. I cut out a cross. You could make this with a cross. The key is to have all the different colors overlapping, and I'll send you a picture of the finished product overlapping. If you don't have a glue stick, a great thing to do is get some glue at your house, and the kids are familiar with this too. We give them, Susan and I always recycle the little applesauce and yogurt cups that you send in their lunches. This is an actual little Rubbermaid container, but we pour a little glue into the cup. We give them a Q-tip and we tell them to dip it into their glue and paint a little spot on their project, and then take their paper and glue it on. The more colors, the better. You will see when you take it off and hold it up to the light, especially if you hang it on a window. Maybe it's for your kitchen window. Maybe you haven't seen Grandma in a while and you want to make her a little Easter window decoration and leave it for her on her front porch. Wash your hands. Tell her to wash her hands after she does it. So you can use a glue stick. I actually prefer real glue because I think you can paint the whole egg with real glue. You could use a paintbrush. By the way, Elmer's glue washes out with dish soap very well. So the more colors you put, the better. When you take it off, and you'll need to take it off really carefully, when you take it off and you hang it up to a window, I'm going to turn it the other way. You will see all the colors kind of, for no other word, bleeding through. And I'm going to finish one, or have my daughter finish one for me, and hang it up in my window and let you see it. So you probably have seen this come home. We've done this, like I said, I think we did can't remember what we did this year, but we've done this method before. It won't be something new to them, but it's stuff you have at home. So you can do this at home. The projects that I try to think of and that I pin and that Susan's been sharing are things that we have at home, things that you can do at home, having fun in these different times. So hopefully you enjoy it. I'll send some actual still photos as well so that you can see the finished product. If you have any questions about it or need a little tip or say, you know, I don't know what you could possibly, I can't think of a question right now, but I also made, you can make this in any shape. I made butterfly wings. So if you've been talking about our butterflies, maybe you want to make some butterfly wings. You could take a little piece of construction paper or a pipe cleaner or even a clothespin or a drinking straw and make that the body of your butterfly. Another thing I thought of, I don't have any green tissue paper that I could find in my drawer, but I cut out long pieces of kind of leaf shapes. You could have your kids each make a palm leaf and hang those in your window for Palm Sunday. You could do a lot with this idea. So I hope that gives you a little craft idea for this Thursday. I have 3 more ideas that I wanted to share with you of things that you could do at your house. So that's it for this one. Happy gluing!